Good morning, everybody. I want to bring you a little experiment I'm doing, and basically I went to Walmart and I bought some black sunflower seeds out of the bird seed area in the pet section of Walmart. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sprout it for my chickens. So basically what this means is I'm going to soak this for the next 12 to 24 hours. And then I'm going to drain them really good and put them back in the container. And what I do every day is I do a flood. So I fill the dish up at least so the seeds are all covered really good. And then I drain it really good. I just put it into a strainer and then put it back in the container, making sure there's no water puddling in the container. And then from there, I just put it on a shelf over by my window. The window does not get direct sun, but as you can see, in just basically 2 days' time, I got some beautiful little sprouts right there. Look at that. That's a root. Now the joy of this is I can actually take some of these and grow my own sunflowers. So I have a steady supply for my chickens. But to be honest, this bag of seed was dirt cheap. And it's going to feed my chickens, I believe this little container. It's a little mushroom box, that's all it is. But for the amount of chickens, I only have 4, and I believe this should feed them 2 solid days versus feeding them solid pellets, which I have no idea what's in my pellets because I haven't found an organic pellet here locally. So this gives me a better option for my chickens, and if it reduces my feed cost, that's what I'm looking for. I've already reduced my feed cost to the extent that I add so much stuff from the kitchen now into my chickens. So they're getting a lot of that, and that's cut my feed cost in half. Now, by feeding them this might cut it again by at least another quarter to half of what I buy for a bag of pellets. And I'm going to continue to buy the pellets, but it's going to be more of a supplement feed instead of their main feed, because I'm going to start trying to do this as their main feed. So, soak for 12 to 24 hours, drain well, put it back in a container, put it in close to a window, not this window. This window doesn't get any real direct sun. I'm working with those white shelves all the way over there. There's a lot of glare in here. Don't mind my messy kitchen. I've been cleaning all morning. But when I saw the results of my sprouting, you see I get quite a bit of sun on this side, but it's not direct. But it'll be better than the other side of the house, which gets no sun. So I'm going to be putting them back on this shelf. This is my, this used to be so nice and tidy, but this is now my grow station, and I have most of my supplies here versus having them piled out there because that's another junk mess. I got to start cleaning up my back porch again. But when you're growing plants, you need a place to work, and as you're working, you're spilling things, and you're getting dirt on the floors, and it's all part of the process, so I do all my potting out there. But I wanted to bring you this. It's just a short video to let you know that I'm trying something new. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. If you're interested in learning this system, search YouTube for growing fodder for your livestock, and you'll find all kinds of ideas, anything from wheat berries to oats, all kinds of wheat grass even. So this is a really cool system, and many people are using it. Look at that root on that. Wow. If you can see that. Look at that root. That's a nice big root. But the chickens, now the goal of this is to let this grow to about this height. So we're going to let it grow at least 6 inches. And then we're going to take the container out and feed it to the chickens. Now, I might start with only giving them half of a container and see how they do. And if they eat it all, then I'll give them the other half. But if I give them half one day and half the next day, that's 2 days feed and 1 day's setup as far as setting one of these pans up. And this is a bigger pan, so I might get 4 days out of this for my chickens. So we'll see. And as soon as this grows a few more days, I'll bring you another update. But the grow fodder system seems to be very effective for your livestock. And I'm talking chickens, goats, ducks, horses, cattle, pigs, you name it, they will eat this stuff. And I wanted to try the sunflower seeds because sunflower seeds are super healthy for them as well. It may not be as healthy as other things, but this is what I have available to do my test run. And from here, I'm going to be checking out another new feed store here locally that I haven't been to yet and see if I can get some wheat berries or something other than sunflowers in bulk to do this as well. And then once this, if I prove that this is an effective system for me, I will be designing a whole rack drain system, so I just pour water in one and it drains into the other, into the next, and into the next. And then at the end of the cycle, you can either reuse your water or toss it. So that's kind of the game plan. We'll see how far I get with this. But as you can see, there's definitely all that white stuff in there. All that is sprouts. Look at that. Nice. Very, very nice. I got so many sprouts, I'm shocked. I forgot to check it yesterday. Mother's Day distracted me a little bit. I had company, so. But that's it. And as soon as I have an update, I'll continue with the video. Hey guys, I wanted to bring you an update. This is day 4 of my black sunflower seed chicken fodder experiment that I'm doing. And you can really see all the root growth, and it seems like overnight they just take off. And on this dish is day 4, and I think this was actually in this blue dish, and it was a little thick in here, so I put it in a bigger container to finish sprouting it. And I think the results we're going to see is going to be pretty cool and interesting. And what I did, because of how successful so far this process is going, yesterday I started a second dish. It's hard to see because I don't have the best lighting right here. But here's my second dish of the black sunflower seeds. And these soaked overnight. And I drained them this morning. Now I have them in the dish. And as you can see, I have them by a window. They're not going to get direct sun, but they will get some nice indirect sunlight this afternoon when the sun hits this side of the house. And I think in a day or two we're going to see some green sprouts on this dish. And you can see I didn't buy any dishes. I didn't spend any money other than the bird seed. And if I figured this much, if the chickens don't like it, they don't eat it, I'll feed the outside birds. It's not a big loss to me. I'll plant some seeds, grow some plants, and actually be able to harvest these seeds as well. There's multiple purposes to the sunflowers. Are these eating sunflowers? No, not for us. I'm sure somebody would eat them, but they just don't look that appetizing to me. They're all black. They don't have that nice big swollen center, but as you can see, they're sprouting beautifully. So, day 4, experiment's going really good, and I'm looking forward to bringing you day 5, 6, 7, and 8. As long as I see some notable progress, I'll keep recording and keep adding to the video. You all have a blessed day. I'll be back in 24 hours. Good morning. I want to bring you my update on the, this is the black sunflower seeds I bought at Walmart. And today is, I believe I started these on Friday. Today is Wednesday. And as you can see, it's getting harder to see the black parts, but real easy to see all the roots in there. It's full of roots. And this morning when I did my rinse, because I already did my rinse, it's like they're starting to interconnect, so we're getting more of a matte on the bottom of that, which is great. Sorry about the film. It looks like my color's fading in and out on my end. I don't know. I think my phone's going to go here soon, too. All my electronics are giving me problems right now. Okay, this is day 2 after the soaking. So yesterday was day 1. The day before was soaking, so technically day 3, okay? And as you can see, there's lots of little roots coming in. And tomorrow, or even tonight yet, I will start another pan because I only have 4 chickens. And I want to be able to, like this pan here, I believe I'll get 2, maybe 3 days out of this pan with my chickens. And then this pan is a little bit less because I'm soaking less. I'm going to probably get 2 days out of this pan. And then if I have another pan going like every other day at this size, I should do really, really good for sustaining my fodder system continuously without having to start one every single day. And I believe more people could do it that way as well if they weren't providing for a large amount of animals. And keep in mind, this again will work for rabbits, goats, ducks, chickens, horses, cows. It depends what your system is and what you're trying to feed and what money you're wanting to save. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some actual green growth on this, because at that point I want to keep a closer eye on it. You can see this is starting to turn green. And I want to really see what my chickens think of this. This is going to be real interesting. So my girls are used to me feeding them all kinds of interesting stuff from the garden and from the kitchen here. So I can't wait to try it. I will bring you an update, and hopefully tomorrow we'll see some actual green growth standing up in this pan. We'll see. Time will tell. So I'll be bringing you back tomorrow. Hey guys, I'm bringing you day 7. It's either 6 or 7. I've lost track. I started this Friday and today's Thursday, a week later. And as you can see, I'm getting little leaves and everything's greening up in here. So these are doing really, really good. And this was my first day that I started it. So this is, I think the system that I'm doing is going to take more than 8 days. And I definitely want to see some height in this as far as green, grassy look. And this is 2 days, so this is day 5 on these. And you can see the roots are getting nice and long, so these are doing really, really good. And these were today's day 3 on these, and we got little sprouts on these now too. So we're doing good. They are sprouting. They are getting nice root systems. And I went to Walmart today and went through the bird seed section again and came home with this. It's Pennington's Classic Bird Feed. And the reason I picked this up is because of what's in it. It's got Milo, white Proso millet, wheat, sunflower. There's some supplements and stuff in there, and it actually has a little vegetable oil. I don't know if this is going to sprout or not, but I'm going to sure try it. Why? Because it has the wheat, the sunflower, the millet, and the Milo in here. All those should be very, very nutritious for the chickens. There's also a calcium additive to this, and what chickens need is calcium. So we're going to try that and see how that goes. And I will probably start this tomorrow morning to soaking. You know what? I think I'll start it today. I think I'll start a small dish of this to see if it'll sprout, and then to follow the process as this sprouts as well. And I'm trying to utilize anything that'll reduce my feed cost for my chickens. And that's basically what I'm doing. I'm growing something called fodder. So we'll bring you updates as this progresses, and as we see some growth. We'll definitely keep you posted on this first dish. There's roots all over the place in here. I'm real happy with what I'm seeing. They're in a window, as you can see. The window's right there. And they are getting green. So this is what we're looking for. This one's doing very good. And this one's sprouting, which is exactly what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do is probably take this container. I'm using whatever containers I have sitting around the house. This I save just to sit underneath the pot for when I water a plant. What I will do is I will soak that new seed overnight in this container. And then we'll see what we end up with in a few days with that. Alright, that's the update for today. We'll be back in a day or two. Okay, I just wanted to show you I did get some of the new seed, and I'm soaking that. This is day 1 on soaking. Tomorrow I will drain it, and it will go in a container, probably the same one it's in, while it starts sprouting. So that's the update on the new seed. And it'll be interesting to see, you see a lot of little small seeds in there. It'll be interesting to see how much faster they go or slower than the black sunflower seeds. We'll bring you back in a day or two. Alright, today is day 8, 9, 10. Today's day 10 on the sprouting experiment. And as you can see, we got some nice sprouts. See if we can get it up under. There you go. Look at all those nice sprouts coming up. And it's getting that matte, I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if we can get this. We're getting that matte blanket of roots that we're looking for. Now I could technically feed this to the chickens now, but because this is an ongoing experiment, I'm going to wait till it actually gets some height to it, and then I'm going to feed it to them. This is 2 days after that, so if that's 10 days, this will be 8 days. You can see everything's greening up on this one. This one is soaking, and this is 8 days. This would be 6 days. This is 4 days, and already on this one, this was that new seed I'm experimenting with. Look at the little green growth on this. So this is actually probably going to sprout faster and better than the sunflower seeds. And then my next day, I soaked this overnight last night, so these are just now starting. But this is the update on the sprouting. And as you can see, it's definitely working. It's taking a little longer on the sunflower seeds than I had planned, but that's okay. It's my first attempt at it. It's still an experiment, and I'm actively looking for seeds that will sprout faster and be more nutritious for them. But unfortunately, my local feed stores, because we're in Florida, we don't plant wheat, we don't plant rye. Alright, my battery died, but day 10, day 8, day 6, day 4, and day 2 technically. Okay, so that's where we're at, and I'm actively searching for more grains that will sprout more consistently, like some wheatgrass and stuff like that. I may have to order them online and have them shipped in. That's something I'm gonna have to look into, but this is my experiment so far, and I'm hoping this will feed them 2 to 4 days. That will actually give these guys time to sprout up and get a little more sprouted than these guys are right now. But we're going to wait, and when I go to feed this, I'm going to bring you along. So we're probably at least 2 or 3 more days out before we feed. But it's definitely an ongoing experiment. Alright, we'll be back with you in a few days. Okay guys, we're on day 12 or 13. And as you can see, the sunflowers are doing really spectacular. In fact, I'm really considering feeding these to the chickens today because, let's see if we can pick it up. Look at that. It comes up in a mat, which is one of the things we're looking for. Not everything sprouted, but that's normal with any germination rate. But that is the oldest one at about day 13. And then we have the next one, which is doing really good. And you can see it's filling up this container. It's a smaller container. I put less seed in it, but it's filling it up. And then this is the next level. Not much going on here, although if you turn it, there's all the roots. Now the shocking one, well, I guess it's not too shocking. I kind of thought it would happen faster because everybody's sprouting like wheatgrass and stuff. This is the birdseed mix that had a lot of small seeds in it. And you can see the difference in the growth. And this is like 2, 4, 6 days behind the first start. So 6 days difference, but look at the growth in that. That's going to go out before, I think, all the black sunflower seeds. This one's soaking right now. We can see the roots are doing good. I'm just getting ready to drain it into the next one. That's all I do. And this is the one we're just waiting to see some sprouting. This should sprout just like that one did. I'm actually seriously considering starting another dish of these seeds because it looks like it's going to go faster. And see how it goes. Because this still has the black sunflower seeds mixed in with it. Because that was the seed mix I was able to get. The real key to all of this experimentation, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dishes that I have set up in the last 13 days. So I'm doing it like every other day. But the real key is, do the chickens like it? Will they enjoy it? Will they eat it? That's going to be my real key, guys. So if I decide to take one of these out and feed the chickens, that will end the experiment as far as me videoing it, but it will, unless I keep following this one here, because this is real intriguing. It's like a little lawn already. I could literally take a scissors in here and start cutting this lawn, and that's pretty cool. But I want to see what the chickens do with it, and if they enjoy them and they go nuts over them, which is what that's actually what I'm looking for, that they go crazy over this to help control my feed cost. And if that happens, then we'll be good to go. So if I decide to feed the chickens this pack right here, I'll take you along for the ride. It would be very interesting to see what they do. Alright, if not, we'll have you update in a day or two. Okay guys, I'm out by the chicken coop. I did decide to feed the chickens this big tray of sprouted black sunflower seeds. And they are sounding demanding and hungry this morning. Say good morning. Say good morning. They're saying, feed us something yummy. They're used to me bringing out buckets of scraps and stuff. So what I'm going to do is just grab this, lift it out of the dish, look at the mat on there. That is really awesome to see. And see if I can get in the coop without getting chickens out and see if we can get this fed. Here I come, girls. Okay, we're going to see what they do here. They're already picking at the little seedlings, the little cuttings that are falling. There you go. What do you think? Looks like it's a hit. I have 2 Buff Orpingtons, 2 Barred Rocks, or they call them Plymouth Rocks down here, but basically I think they're the same thing. Oh yeah, I think it's just, they're going for the tinier seeds. Instead of the big sprouts, they're going for the little stuff. And that could be just an adjustment that they're going to go through. But yeah, they're acting like they're starved. Believe me, they have food. They have food 24 hours a day, which most people do not do that. I do that in case of any kind of emergency. I keep water hung in here that's usually anywhere from a half to 3/4 full at all times. Like I said, if we'd have an emergency, these guys would go without, and that's not an option for us. I'd say they got pretty quiet because they're so busy eating. I'm trying to determine, I got another big handful, and I want to see, hey, there's the scratchings going on. They want the most tender, freshly sprouted morsels, which is interesting to see. So maybe we don't have to wait this long to feed them sprouted grasses and stuff. It's interesting. Now I don't put we put oyster shells in their feeder with their pellets at times. We don't do any grit because we're on sand, and most of their food I just dump on the sand, and that gives them the grit that they need. You see those banana trees are their shade. So when it gets super hot outside, this coop stays about 10 degrees cooler at all times. And that's from those banana trees I planted, and they're going nuts because of the chicken manure that's in here feeding the root system every time it rains. Yeah, I think they're really enjoying this. The one's going super fast, her head's just a bobbing and a bobbing. They're kicking the big sprouts around. That might be just until they get all the little goody stuff. I'm not sure. Interesting though. They definitely are enjoying it as a treat. I'm just wondering how this will help feed them versus feeding all pellets, because we know all the pellets are not the healthiest choices. Boy, Bubbles, you got some big feet on you, girl. Look at those chicken feet. Holy moly. She's got some big feet. Compared to our little Plymouth Rock feet, she's dainty. She's a big chicken, though. She's a total armful for me. Oh, now don't pick. There's plenty for everybody. You can tell who's going to be the bully in the group. Now, I've had these chickens probably 3 years. They may actually be 4 years old. And we have no plans to do anything but keep them going. As long as they're laying eggs and we have room for them, they're going to be our girls. I just know one thing. If we decide that it's time to throw one in the pressure cooker, I don't know that I could be the one to be able to do it. Even my Plymouth Rock, we got one that's super big over here and one that's just average. They're definitely enjoying it. They've eaten a lot of it and they're still eating, so that tells me we fed them probably plenty. They also have a bucket. I keep a bucket on my sink now, so any dinner scraps, anything, I'm just scraping in the bucket. Yesterday they got their normal feed. The day before, they got a whole container of yogurt, and they really enjoyed the yogurt. Now, will that make a difference in their eggs? I don't know, but it was something I had to get out of the refrigerator. I'd rather give it to these guys than throw it in the garbage. And nobody was eating it, so we gave it to the girls. That way it did not go to waste. To some people that might be waste. To us, by feeding the chickens a variety and healthy items, we get healthy eggs. So it's a circle of life, from one item to another, and then back to us. You want to try this stuff in my hand? You want that stuff? Oh, they want to be hand-fed this morning. You want that hand-fed stuff? No? Look. They've really done a good job, and they're still looking for the little tiny sprouts first. Which is really interesting. I thought they'd go nuts over the taller ones. See what happens when I throw this next. Here you go. It's okay. No fighting. Mommy will separate you. We've got plenty of food for everybody. I've never seen them really peck at each other over even table scraps like tomatoes or anything. So that tells me they're really like this, because they don't want to share with each other. They're busy. Look how busy they are. Yeah, I think we did good sprouting this for them. Now, I'll be real interested to share with them that plate of what looks like grass growing, which is another type of bird seed. What most people forget is greens are great for your chickens, even if it's just some grass clippings. Your chickens need greens as much as you do. I try and give mine all the weeds I pull in the garden. If I have some leaves off my collards or kale that's got a lot of bug bites, I'll pull those off and feed them to the girls, because we're not going to eat them. They get a lot of scraps. Bread, beans, rice, pasta, whatever we have going on in the kitchen. In fact, today's bucket has some rice in it, so I really need to get that out here. But I'm going to give them time to enjoy this. What do you think, guys? Huh? Was that good? See what they do when I go to pet them. See? My girls. Say, my girls. I can pet them. The Buff Orpingtons take handling a lot better than the Plymouth Rocks do. Right now, they're just preoccupied. Bubbles, you just kicked that all over the pen, you goofy girl. Now, I can tell Bubbles and Red apart. Bubbles is the bigger one, and she's not as red as Red. But I can't tell Sandy and Pebbles apart. I lost track of that after they hit their full-grown size. So. They're busy. Alright, guys. So I would say my sprouting fodder experiment has been very successful, because these girls are very happy to have it this morning. And maybe we'll bring you along for a couple more feedings, especially the one with the grass in it. But I wanted to finish up this video to get it up and posted for you guys. So if anybody wants to try this, a simple bag of birdseed at Walmart will get you started, at least to see how it works for you, your schedule, and your birds. Y'all have a blessed day, and don't forget to like and share and subscribe.